Hello, Mind Horizon family. What I'm about to tell you tonight will change your life. Why don't passive-aggressive people fight directly? Because this way, they can both attack and appear innocent. But now we're going to expose their games. Look, friends, I'm going to be very honest with you. Have you ever seen people like this around you? People who celebrate your success, but on the same day tell you about someone else's bigger achievement? Or people who compliment your beautiful outfit while also pointing out your flaws? I know this because I've encountered such people for years, and let me tell you, this isn't coincidence. This is a very calculated control game. There's a psychologist named Scott Wetzler who worked on this subject for 25 years. He discovered this. These people are actually very jealous. They want to control a lot, but they can't show it directly. Why? Because they know they'd look like bad people then. So they use hidden methods. The most ruthless part of this topic is comments about physical appearance. Has this ever happened to you? You wore a beautiful dress. You feel good about yourself. What does your jealous friend say? This looks so good on you. By the way, that tight dress you wore the other day really showed your extra bits. Don't wear that one again. Or this. When you're a bit overweight, she says to someone else in front of you, "Look how skinny she is. You could be like that too if you put in a little effort." These sentences are so calculated that they both criticize you and appear to be helping. But the real purpose is to break your confidence. The most insidious example is this. You're beautiful anyway. You don't need to wear this much makeup. Your natural look is prettier. This heavy makeup makes you look older. This sentence criticizes your makeup taste, but presents it as a compliment. Or about your height. You're so cute. Even though you're short, you look so sweet. You look prettier when you wear these heels. In this sentence, there's the criticism, "You're short," but it's hidden behind the cute compliment. Passive aggression in friendships is very insidious because it's done under the mask of friendship. For example, in a group chat, you're talking about a topic, excitedly explaining something. Your passive-aggressive friend completely ignores your topic and moves to another subject. She says, "By the way, something very funny happened today," and leaves what you were saying hanging. Or this. The friend group is going somewhere. You're organizing it. She doesn't come, but then says, "I would have come too, but nobody properly informed me." As if a special invitation should have been sent to her. The most insidious is this. When buying you a gift, she says, "I bought such a simple thing because I don't have much money. I hope you like it." With this sentence, she both gives you a gift and embarrasses you. Because if you don't like the gift, you're ungrateful. And if you do like it, she's given the message that you're happy with simple things. Another example. "You're so social. I can't be like you." Although this sentence seems like a compliment, it's actually accusing you of going out too much, hanging out too much. Now I'm going to tell you something very important. These people criticize you without being asked, without any relevance to the topic. The only purpose of this is to ruin your mood at that moment and direct you toward what they want. For example, you're coming home very happily. You've had a beautiful day. What does the passive-aggressive person do? She says, "Your hair looks very messy like this." "Your face looks tired," or "This perfume is too heavy." Why? Because when you're happy, it's hard to control you. But when your morale is broken, you become in need of their help. Or another example. You're working on a new project. You're very excited. At that moment, she says to you, These jobs are usually difficult. I hope you don't get disappointed. She has no business asking, no relevance. But her purpose is to break your excitement at that moment. Be very careful against such attacks, because these are used to manipulate your mood. Now let me tell you how to deal with these situations. First, boundary-setting responses. Say, I don't need your comment on this topic. Be clear and firm. Say, I don't want to talk about this topic. Say, I didn't ask for your opinion, and change the subject. Second, deflection techniques. Say, I wonder why you made this comment. This will put them in a defensive position. Ask, what are you trying to achieve with this comment? Say, why does this topic concern you so much? Third, the gray rock method. Say, is that so? And move to another topic. Say, okay, don't engage in any argument. Take an indifferent attitude. Don't react. Fourth, confidence-building responses. Say, I like myself. Say, this is my choice, and I'm satisfied. Say, your opinion isn't important to me. Fifth, closing the topic. Say, I'm closing this topic. Ask, is there another topic? Physically move away from there. Most importantly, you don't have to respond to their criticisms. Don't feel the need to explain. Don't try to defend yourself. This is what they want. Let me tell you a story. I had a friend who had started a new hobby. She had begun painting. She was very happy, excited. What did her passive-aggressive friend do? Wow, very beautiful. I can never paint. You're so talented. Of course, it's beautiful for beginner level. It'll get more beautiful as you progress. I love these types of paintings. They're so cute. In these sentences, there are words like beginner level. Will get more beautiful as you progress. Cute. None of them are direct insults, but the message is clear. This is amateur work, childish, needs development. My friend lost her enthusiasm for painting after hearing these sentences, but she couldn't blame her passive-aggressive friend, because the person had said beautiful, had said talented. Do you know why these tactics are so effective? Because you can't openly blame them. They're not saying anything bad. They even seem supportive. But there's a discomfort inside you. Something's wrong, but you can't understand what. This situation is called emotional gaslighting. They make you doubt your own feelings. You start thinking, am I too sensitive? You say, maybe I'm exaggerating. She meant well. The most insidious passive-aggressive tactic is this. They constantly compare you to others, but do this under the name of giving information. For example, you started a new job. You're very happy. What does your passive-aggressive friend say? How nice! By the way, John also started a very good place last week. His salary is very good. How's your salary, by the way? Don't worry, though. You'll progress in time, too. Or you have a new relationship. You're very happy. You make a very beautiful couple. By the way, did you see Sarah's boyfriend? He was very handsome. A person really needs to be born lucky. Anyway, as long as you're happy, that's enough. These sentences seem to have nothing bad in them, but they constantly compare you to others. They constantly give the message that there's something better. Now I'll tell you the most important part. How do you not fall for these games? First, listen to the message underneath the sentences. Pay attention to every sentence that starts with beautiful but. Forget the beautiful part. Focus on what comes after but, because the real message is there. Second, if you constantly find yourself in a defensive position, something is wrong. In normal relationships, you don't constantly defend yourself. Third, don't share personal information with these people. They'll find a way to use every piece of information against you. Let me tell you my own strategy. When I encounter someone like this is what I do. I use the gray rock technique. I make myself appear very boring. I don't give information on topics they hook onto. For example, if I have a new success, I don't tell them, because I know they'll either belittle it or compare it to someone else. When they tell me about someone else's success, I say, "Wow, that's very nice," and change the topic. I don't argue. I don't make comparisons. Most importantly, I don't take what they say personally. I think, this is their problem, not mine. I'm telling you the most important rule. Don't establish emotional closeness with these people, because they use closeness as a weapon. If they know your secrets, they use them against you. If they know your weaknesses, they touch there. If they know your dreams, they belittle them. Build superficial, polite, but distant relationships with them. Don't go into deep topics. If you have children, teach them this. People can sometimes give bad messages with beautiful words. If someone constantly compares them to others, this isn't normal. Teach them to say, "Thank you, but you don't need to make comparisons," to someone who says, "You're beautiful too, but that girl is more beautiful." Most importantly, strengthen your child's confidence, because children with high confidence fall for these games less. Look, friends, life is too short. Don't spend time with people who constantly wound you little by little, who erode your confidence. These people don't change because they're aware of what they're doing. They just don't accept it. Your job isn't to change them, it's to protect yourself. Remember, real friends support you. They don't belittle you. They don't compare you to others. They're happy about your success. They don't get jealous. If what I've told you sounds familiar, and you've noticed these types of hidden attacks in your life, don't forget to subscribe to Mind Horizon. Here you'll find all the knowledge you need to see the toxic games in your life and protect yourself. Have you also experienced such things? How did you notice these hidden attacks? Share in the comments so we can all expose these games together. Remember, life is lived with real people, not with makeup artists.